And we should now be live. Hello everybody. Bear with me. I'm just going to make sure everything is working correctly. Make sure everything is good. How are you all doing today? Hello Kyrie. And Jurassic Jules, if you're still here. I'm just going to give people a little bit of time to pop in and then we'll get going properly. Ooh, my tea is still way too hot to drink. Oh, have we got some internet issues again? Little fluctuations. Do say hello if you're in chat, just so you know everything is working correctly. Hello, Monster. I think Evo has just finished her stream since people are popping in. Hello, Joshua. I'm going to get started then, since people are starting to pop in. So, we are back on Arizona, and today's job is to make a start on this enclosure here, marked by the sand, which is going to become the sauropod enclosure for this particular park. Not strictly just sauropods, but the primary reason for it is to have sauropods in it. So we're going to make a start on this. And what I want to do is kind of have like a sort of river that runs from this area here down to the enclosure inside, and then it will run to like a lake at this end of the enclosure down there. And we're going to have basically viewing areas and stuff along this path, but also people will be able to see in through that path. You're not happy. A storm occurred on Friday and postponed my art class further. Now I'm scared if it... Storms are always a nuisance. We've had quite a bad storm up here, actually, this week, and it's killed a few people and caused a lot of chaos and carnage. Maybe you can base it on the Morrison Formation and feature animals like Stego and Dryo in the enclosure. I find that a particularly boring way of building enclosures. Not dismissing building enclosures in that style. Just, I really don't like building based off of animal formations, because I feel it's kind of quite limiting. Especially in a game where most of the animals are Cretaceous period and most of the animals are from America. I feel like you get a very distorted view of things that way. We are still picking up some missed frames, much to my annoyance, but we'll carry on. I did go around the other day and do a little bit of work on finishing up the lagoon areas, so you'll see we've now got some planting and some seating and stuff around the amenities down here. Some tree seating, etc. put in around here. And I've also put in some shops up here and viewing towers, so people get another view into our Japanese kaiju sort of lagoon area. Because I thought we needed some extra viewing. So, yeah, I've spent about an hour or 2 hours or so getting those all sorted out. Hello, One Chef Frog. Oh, you're trying to find work experience. Oh, I hated looking for work experience. Oh, I really did. I'm not going to... Actually, maybe I should put the fence line in first. Yeah, let's start by putting the fence line in, so we kind of know how much room we're going to be working with. Ah, I see. So low, pine hedge, bushy hedge, short log. Is that short log wall? Yes, it is. So short log wall. Problem is, the animals that are going to be in here are going to be kind of dangerous. So I think we really do need like a proper wall. And it's going to have to be quite tall because of obviously... Hello, Berenson. It's going to have to be quite tall because obviously we're going to have sauropods in here. I quite like the uneven log wall. I mean, it looks... I think it looks alright, and I think it works for an enclosure where you don't want to be too significant with the barriers. Obviously, we're also going to put... You know, as we go along, we're going to be putting some... viewing areas into this wall. Probably make use of the glass viewing windows. I think that's probably the best way of getting viewing into this enclosure. You managed to get the saltwater mutation in the Isle. I'm not really sure if that is much of a benefit, if I'm honest, but... Oopsie daisy. That's not what I wanted. Let's try that again. Okay, that marks a sort of edge. I won't put in log wall along the back. What I'm going to put in is just the standard sort of medium electrified fence line. Because what we'll probably do is have vegetation or something along that, so people won't see it. So that kind of gives us the rough dimensions of what we're looking at here. We should probably continue with the log fencing. Log board even along the back. We're gonna have it. Kind of, not necessarily go that way. I I think we're going to want it to go straight, please. That will do for now. That will do for now. What sauropods do you prefer? I mean, I think if it's something that that Frontier did particularly badly in this game, it's that the Hello King Giga is that the choice of sauropods is particularly poor in that there's not many that are really good in terms of their physical appearance, I mean. Obviously, the Alamo is very good at that, and now obviously we have the Jurassic Park 3 sauropods. Brachies, sorry. Obviously that sorts out the brachies, but the others, I mean, the Apato, the Dippo, their skins are just horrendously boring. The Memenchi has been ruined. The Jurassic World Evolution 1 Memenchi was so much better. I've never been a particular fan of the Dreadnoughtus, neither the Dominion remodel variant or the original Frontier Dready. It's a bit disappointing for me that in terms of sauropods, there hasn't been a single sauropod that Frontier has added that has, for me, beaten the Seismosaurus mod that Leviathan and Co. made for Jurassic World Evolution 1. For me, that was the best sauropod that I've ever seen. Like, for me, that is like, that's exactly what sauropods should be. You know, they should make use of the necks and the tails for patterns. They should have color and patterning available to them. Frontier's sauropods are just bland and boring. And what's weird is I don't 100% understand why. Because they've been shown to be, you know, capable of putting color on other dinosaurs. I find it very strange that the Alamo is like the best sauropod design that they've come up with for ages. It's almost as if the Alamo has been designed by someone who isn't Frontier. That's at least my perspective. Now, in order to make this look like a proper river, I am going to have to cut into the terrain slightly. Actually, no. No. That's the stupid way of doing it. So, hint for anybody that is using the placeable water mod. Do not edit the terrain and then put the water in. Put the water down, then edit the terrain under it. Otherwise, it kind of gets harder to get the sort of the levels correct, and you end up with some very ugly seam lines. So we're going to have this bit go to here. Please let this be... Is this level to water? No, of course it's not level to water. Why would it be level to water? That is now level to water. I'm going to have to drop this out another contour line. Which is fine. I don't mind dropping it down a little bit. So this is a very easy thing that they could fix with the next game, and I would be very happy about them doing so. I don't understand why water cannot just be created on any level. Don't know why that is, frankly. Good night, Muncher Frog. Yeah, the sauropods in Prehistoric Kingdom are so much nicer. Again, I just wish that they would get Prehistoric Kingdom's optimization sorted out a little bit. It does feel like it should run better on a system like mine, and it just isn't. Right. Oh. I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing in order to get the levels correct again. Right. We're going to need another one of these. Oh, the Camarasaurus. I completely even forgot the Camarasaurus was one of the sauropods in this game. Again, the Camarasaurus skins, they're not bad, actually. I think the Camarasaurus skins are actually pretty alright as far as the other sauropods go, but again, they could be so much better. Okay. Water. Water. Oh, I see. Higher. Enclosure, it's such a simple idea, and yet it's proving to be quite a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. As is the way whenever you come up with an enclosure design in this game. Sorry, I'm just trying to think about how to do this. The problem is, these patches of water, they need to be high enough over that edge. So I want it to look like it's part of this water line. It needs to be there, but that's so much higher than that. Okay. What if we move this more like there? Let's get rid of that one. Let's grab this. There. Move that up there. That about there. No, needs to be a little bit lower. I'll have to put rocks and stuff in, obviously, to cover some of the rough edges. And that second one is... Oh, that's acceptable. Why are we having problems with the internet again tonight? Yeah, sorry, I am losing occasional frames. I do apologize. I still need to sort out getting some new cables. And yeah, there is the park's performance is starting to suffer now at the moment. We're reaching the point where the engine is protesting. Okay. And then what we're going to do is grab one of those. I think that gives the desired effect. Thank you, Al. Oh, this is. Is it okay if I just call you Hernandez? I don't want to murder the rest of your pronunciation there. I am very not good with pronouncing non-English names. I'm pretty useless. Right. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to do there. And then we have... What I'm wondering is, because this is all quite flat at the moment, I'm wondering where we could put some additional leveling. What if... How far down do we have to dig? Kind of want to try and put another waterfall sort of there. Gonna grab the placeable waterfall sections, but I think it needs to be a little deeper than that. Where's the water level? Okay, there's the water level. Let's get water up as close as we can. This is always the bit that takes the longest with enclosures, is kind of figuring out the shape and style you want, at least for me. Quite a lot of the time I've made like a whole enclosure and then been like, I don't like that, and I've just restarted it. It always takes long. Okay, so we'll go up to about there. What we'll do is we'll smooth out the terrain here. We'll make it like a slight curve. And it came out more like a line, but oh well. Looks like a raw water reservoir. I suppose. It's very difficult to make the water look natural in this game just because we have such limited tools available to us. Okay. You're doing some background work on a D&D character, Branson. What class are you going for? I'm not 100% sure which is going to be the better waterfall-like pattern to go with here. So, where's the... There it is. So, let's see how this one comes out. So, that would be... That would look like that. Let's go and have a look at this one. Why can't I? Why won't it let me grab that? Seriously, why won't it let me grab that? We'll go with this one. Just because it covers more of the area, and I only really want to use one. Thank you. These waterfalls can be very glitchy. They're nice, but they can be a bit glitchy at times. Wrong control. Is that just... Oh, bloody hell. He put such a small, like, thingy on it that... Oh, come on. Ugh. He puts such a tiny collision area on it that it's really difficult sometimes to grab hold of the damn thing. Okay, now just... Not perfect. But once we put a few like vegetation and stuff in there, it'll look a bit better. Hello, sarcastic paleontologist. I'm doing okay. How are you? And you're working on a cleric, Berenson. Interesting choice. Okay, yeah, I'm a bit more happy with that. Got a bit more interest now. I'm going to create a bit more of a cutout. Smooth it a little bit here. There we go. Right, invisible fence is... Invisible wall, there we go. Okay, so that should stop. Ah, I'm gonna need a little bit more down here. Okay, that should stop any animals from randomly deciding to jump off those cliffs. You've been working on a Jurassic World recreation. Yes, I'm aware you're not a fan of recreations. Yes, okay, I admit I'm not a fan of recreations, I accept. But, you know, I'm not going to lament anyone for doing so. I just think it's not wholly in the spirit of what the game is about, but it is what it is. Let's hide some of these awkward pieces sticking out terrain there. So, right. Pretty much ready for animals, I think. Or at least ready to start thinking about animals. That's the wrong sand. That's the one. This is going to be quite a big enclosure, really. So we can afford to put, I think, a couple of different species in. I'm thinking probably 2 species of sauropod and maybe 2, if not 3 other types of animal, I think would satisfy. I would like to try to use the Memenchi, since Memenchi is what was in here when I built the park the first time around. Now, as you know, the whole point of this park is to rebuild my very first sandbox park, so you would need to use Memenchi again. Have to tidy up some of these cliff lines a bit at some point. To be quite honest, is a project born out of hatred of the oh my god best, most accurate recreation on YouTube. Oh. Did I see the JP2 Memenchi remodel mod on Nexus? Potentially? But it's not the model that I have a problem with, it's the skins. And I haven't really seen anything that really tackles that problem yet. So, if we're going to have... I would suspect we'll have a viewing tower looking over it again, like we have over here. And we're going to have some cutouts in this wall for windows. I'm just wondering if we should perhaps have a viewing dome down here, because this seems to be like the perfect place to have a viewing dome. we'll actually go with the traditional view thing. Where could we put... I mean, we could put the entrance to that here, or here. For the moment, I'm going to put it there. I might move it, but for the moment, I'm going to put that there. We'll leave the dome here, because I think this is a good place for it, makes sense for it. And then if we're going to have a viewing tower up here anyway, like we have over here, then they've got, you know, reasonably good viewing, and they're going to be able to look into it from up here. There's a very weird wonkiness to that bit of path there. That's better. You know, they'll be able to see it from this, looking over this fence as well, so I think that'll be sufficient for viewing. Hello, Owen. What mod are you using for the wooden fencing? That is Kyadenic's path, expanded paths, pylons, and fences mod. Please note, if you do use it, you do lose a couple of path options from the anniversary paths, but nothing too serious. Right. Now the other thing is, this is obviously going to need stuff to feed the sauropods with. Now I think ginkgo, grass, and what does this look like? Ah, okay. I kind of prefer ginkgo though. What we're going to do is we're just going to... going to put some planting in, because obviously we need to make sure the dinosaurs are getting fed while we design and decorate the rest of the enclosure. And I do want to get to some dinosaurs, since it's almost almost an hour through, so we'll just make sure there's some patches of vegetation around for dinosaurs to eat from. Good. And, see, I don't mind the ginkgos in the desert. I might change that. We'll see. Yeah, let's, save. And let's go to the species viewer and get some skin suggestions and animal suggestions sorted. Can you type it in chat? I can't really hear you. My volume is max, but you're a little quiet. Really? Oh. See, I've been trying to get my mic to sound better, but all I think I've done is I've made it sound quieter. Give me a second. I'm just going to reverse something I did. I'm just going to put myself back up to what I had myself at 30% gain-wise. Am I coming through a bit clearer now? It's really difficult with a mic setup. Like, there is a very fine line between picking up too much background noise and getting a clear voice through. Okay, I've just had to put the input gain back up to 30%. I only took it down from 30 to 20, and it seems to have made me ultra quiet all of a sudden. I've also just moved the mic a bit closer to my face as well. It's so frustrating. It's like I hate audio stuff. I really do. Because I don't have the most sensitive ears in the world, so I can't really tell a lot of differences between certain stuff. Whereas Dane, his hearing is hypersensitive. Like, he has his computer volume at like 4, and he hears everything fine. Whereas I have to have mine at 100% all of the time. So it's Kyodenics expanded path, pylons, and fences, Owen. Have you thought of using Ankylodocus? You know, I wouldn't necessarily be against using Ankylodocus. It's one of the few hybrids that actually could pass for just, you know, Shonosaurus or something. Having to get out of the game for a freaking skin viewer is always so frustrating. It's because of the way that they've made this. What? It's funny, but this skin viewer is essentially a map. So when you load into this skin viewer, it's essentially loading a map, just without the building part. So what it does is it loads all the dinosaurs into it, like it would the hatcheries. I think it's a really weird way of doing it, because it means that, like, you couldn't just put it into the hatchery. Like, I don't understand what was wrong with just giving us a picture in the hatchery. like, can you not just take pictures of the dinosaurs with all these skin variations and just give us a picture? Well, obviously, Owen, I don't think Kyogenic has included screenshots of every single fence that's in there. Okay, let's deal with the Memenchi first, because the Memenchi is like the first sort of species we need to look at and find. What are the variants on the Ankylodocus? What? Oh, right. You can have it a little bit more ankied up. I installed this mod some time ago, and I wasn't sure if I was going to fix it. Basically, this one makes it look more anky. And then this one adds Stegosaurus plates and spikes to it, should you wish. I haven't done a mod spotlight on this mod, because I'm really not sure I'm going to keep it yet. But honestly, for now, bog standard Ankylodocus is just fine, I think. But yeah, let's look at the Memenchi and try and find some nice skins. Like, one of the problems is that the patterns are so bad. Like, can I even just have a look at the patterns here? Okay, so this one is just a light black. That one's green. That one is that. I don't even know what colour that's supposed to be. That one's speckled yellow. That one's darker green. That one is slightly blue. Right, okay. Let's see. Well, what base body colours do we have? Got a nice orange there. Slightly darker one. Brown, cyan, yellow. I quite like the dark and light reds. I feel they could easily be male and female for us. What if we took the darker? No, let's take the lighter one for the male. And let's see. So that looks okay. That probably looks the best. I think that's the best pattern on that color. It's so difficult to find nice skins for this. They've really totally ruined it. What was ever wrong with the Memenchi from the first game? That nice deep yellow with the speckled brown back. The one that I used to call the tiger bread loaf. It used to remind me of tiger bread. It was fine. And in this game, I don't think it's possible to make it because they haven't given you a colour that really matches. That's probably as close to it as you're going to get. I like the colour. Maybe we should just... Maybe Memenchi is going to be one of these animals we just don't stick a pattern on and we just stick to plain colours. Okay, here's what we'll do. So, Memenchi, male, Sonoran Desert, and Rana, female, is just Great Sandy Desert. Okay, and Ankylodocus is the animal living alongside it. I'm good with that choice. I'm good with that. We'll just say it's, Shonosaurus or something. So, and at least this guy has some good colours. I'm not necessarily sure in using the Lux, personally. Because I don't really like how it looks in the daytime. So... Let's not use the Lux. Let's see what sort of colours we've got here. I want something that's going to stand out from the Memenchi. Kind of like Gambia or Amazon rainforest. Amazon rainforest looks kind of nice. I gotta say, this is a way better Ankylodocus than the one in JWE1. It is much better. I think I'm gonna go with Amazon rainforest for this guy. And how? Okay, we'll use Amazon rainforest for male and Gambia River Basin for female. So, shall we put? You know, the Lux skin does kind of work on that colour. Quite like that. Okay. So males. So this is Ankylodoke. Male is going to be Amazon rainforest and Calcorana. And female. Yeah, the Ankylodocus, this is why I like the Ankylodocus, because I feel like it generally now looks like an animal that could have existed. It doesn't look too weird. The one from Jurassic World Evolution 1 was just... It wasn't even that it looked weird, it just didn't really look like what it was supposed to. The fact that its tail would clip into literally everything as well didn't really work. Right, and female is going to be that, and let's alter the pattern. So that was the pattern on males. The females will just, we'll go with just like the green pattern. So Gambia, River Basin, and Rana. Okay. So what are we going to have living alongside them? Obviously not Albertosaurus. How about an Ankylosaurus for the social animation? I mean, in the original park I built, I had Parasaurolophus and Stegosaurus, I think. We could put Anki. Do I have any tips for terrain? I'm terrible at making terrain layouts. I usually try to find a world of custom terrain layout. Well, my first... Well, okay, I have 2 tips for you. Never build on the square maps. And never pick the flattened version of other maps. Load in to normal, non-square maps. And just look at what is there. Like, Canada has that big lake at the bottom. Near the edge of the lake, you have that pond. Like the Isla Nublar 93 map, you've got a few natural water placements there. Use those and use them as natural environmental features, and then start sort of thinking about your terrain with them in mind. I'm using the bog standard Arizona map. Although, I haven't done it yet, but I do like the Arizona campaign mode version, because it comes with this sort of little valley in the middle. And I think that would make for like a really good setup, because you could turn that whole area into just one enclosure as is. And then you can think about the rest of the terrain around it. Yeah, Ankylosaurus. Let's put Ankylosaurus into the bug. Ankylosaurus, there is only one skin really that's worth going for. Because again, Ankylosaurus is one of those animals that's been ruined. I feel like I do want to have a hadrosaur of some description in here. Edmontonu. Mutta. We've already got Muttaburra in the park, I believe. Allura Titan. Orano. I mean, I suppose Orano would suit the environment. It's just the skins are so bad. The skins are so awful on this. I just can't find anything that I like pattern-wise. And the Camp Cretaceous model, this is... It's just not accurate to the skeleton at all. So... Hypacro would be a good choice, but I think it's... I mean... the patterns aren't great on it, if I'm honest. Sintao, maybe? You know, I don't think Sintao gets enough love. We'll put Sintao in here as well. Hello, Guillermo. So we're going to put Sintao in here. I saw someone, I think it was in... Where was it? I think it was on Reddit, say that they think Sintao should be removed. And I'm like, Sintao is one of the few, like, I think relatively decent animals in this game. Like, in terms of pattern choice and colorations, I think it has some really nice ones. I'm a big fan of the purple crest one, actually. For body color, let's go with... kind of like that. Though I do feel like we should go with something that's maybe a little bit more natural. I do think that one is a bit more natural. Let's just switch out to this crest. I think that one's better. Yeah, I think Sintao's main problem is that it is too similar to Allura Titan. I mean, let's be fair. All of these hadrosaurs are modelled completely wrong anyway. They should all be walking around on 4 legs and running on 2. This posture is a very old-fashioned 1980s depiction of an animal like a dinosaur with you know, the tail practically dragging along the floor. We know this is an incorrect posture. I don't understand why Frontier went with it, to be honest. Yeah, even JPOG got posture right. What should we do for the females? Shall we make the females darker and just remove the crest colouring? We went with Great Sandy Desert, didn't we? Yeah, we'll just make the females darker and remove the crest colouring. Given how big that enclosure is, and given that we're only going to have a pair of sauropods each, I think we could get away with having a third animal in there. I think it would be nice to have something on the smaller side. Galley, maybe? Galley? The raptor we've already got in the park. Archaeornithomimus. Screw it. We'll have good old Struthy. Struthies are just good animals in this game in terms of everything. There's absolutely nothing about them that's bad. And we'll make it look really distinctively different to the other animals. I'm going to make it blue with... I think we'll make it blue with the white stripes for the males. Females, we will give the white stripes to. So again, we've got a bit of mutual sexual selection in this one, like we have with the Topuxura in the aviary. Both males and females have display patterns for sexual selection purposes. Blacks for males, whites for the females. Right. Hello, Melissa. Luna, sorry. Hello, Luna. I feel like Jurassic World Evolution 3 should add like custom lagoons, like Planet Zoo's pool has a custom line tool. I mean, I'm not necessarily against the idea. My problem with that idea is, and it's the same reason why I'm not 100% sure we're going to get stuff like placeable deep water, is that all the current lagoon pieces, the viewing galleries, the feeders, the decorations, they have to snap to a dedicated side position. Now, if you give players the ability to create whatever shape of lagoon their weird minds can comprehend, you would have to redesign that entire system of placing the lagoon pieces onto a clipping point. And I don't know how easy that would be for them to do. I don't think... I mean, I have been wrong before, but I don't think we are going to see a significant change with how lagoons or aviaries are built. I think we might see a change in how we decorate them, and I think we might even be lucky enough to get some alternative shapes or heights or depths. But I don't think we're going to have a system like Planet Coaster 2's pool system. I just don't see it happening. They would have to rework too much of how the building system works. And I don't see that happening. I mean, yeah, as Kairu says, I'm all for having lagoons that come in different shapes or different sizes, but I don't see them changing the way the whole building system for the game works to account for being able to build aviaries and lagoons in whatever shape you like. Right, let's go and get... yeah, this bit up here, this is basically like... After this enclosure, we have to design the rest of this area, including the rest of the Spinosaurus special exhibit, and this area, which is going to be hotels, another lagoon, possibly another enclosure, and then the hotels are going over here. Yeah, so it's basically designing what goes over here, and then putting in the hotel area and the rest of the environmental stuff, and then basically this park is done. So I reckon a couple, maybe 3 or 4 more streams, and this park will be ready for final detailing. I know I haven't finished the European park. That's because I really can't figure out what to do with the bit at the beach. I'm actually really not happy with how the bit at the beach has turned out, and I don't know what to do with it. I'm happy with the rest of the park, but the bit down at the beach is just really annoying me at the moment, and I don't know what to do with it. So that's why the Europe park hasn't been finished yet. Sonoran Desert and Rana. We are only going to have a single mating pair of the sauropods. Great Sandy Desert, no pattern. Oh, I know. I think it was Berenson asked how the review is getting along. So, chapter 1 and 2 of the reviews are basically done, apart from some minor corrections that I need to make. Chapter 3, I have done the audio, so the audio is edited. And it's down to putting in the video elements now. The video elements is the bit that always takes the longest. I'll be writing this, well, the script for chapter 4 is about half done. The thing is, I'm at the point now where I need to replay, like, the game to be able to continue writing, the challenge modes and that. Which I haven't had the opportunity to do yet. I was going to do it this week, but other things came up. So what I'm hoping to do tomorrow is I'm just going to spend the whole day playing the campaign and challenge mode or chaos theory modes and recording the gameplay so that I can start editing those parts. Next week's video, I think, is ready to go. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's ready to go. But then what I'm thinking of doing is for February, I'm not going to post any videos. There'll only be streams for February so that I can focus on the Jurassic World Evolution 2 review vid. Because I have 2 channels. And both of those require videos every week, every other week. And doing the Jurassic World Evolution 2 review video as well, it takes time too. So I think I'm going to not have any video content on this channel in February so that I can just focus on the review video. Right, there's our Memenchis going in. Let's go get our Ankylodocuses. Because my aim is hopefully to have the review video finished, crossing fingers, by at the latest, end of March. So I'm pretty sure by then we probably would have had Jurassic World Evolution 3's announcement. That's what we're all thinking, at least, anyway. So yeah, I'm hoping to have it done by like the end of March time. Really don't want it to be too much later than that. But that means I've basically got to make 2 or 3 chapters a month. Because it's 8 chapters long. So I'm up to chapter 4 script writing. But the rest of the chapters are going to take quite a while because it's looking at features in detail, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I may have to miss out February, I may not. We'll see how much work I get done on it this week. And then we'll go from there. March 10th is your birthday. March 5th is mine. Gambia River Basin and Rana. Good luck with the Malta campaign. I'm not replaying all of the campaigns, and I'm not going to replay all of them all the way through. Basically, I'm going to spend like an hour, maybe 2 hours on the Malta campaign, Canada challenge mode, Jurassic Park Chaos Theory, the Lost World Chaos Theory, and do the campaign, the bog standard campaign. That's going to be what I'm going to use for footage, and obviously replaying sections. Chapter 4, which is the bit I'm writing at the moment, is basically me looking at the base game campaign, the base game challenge modes. Because the Malta campaign I'm going to look at in the DLC section. So, yeah, base game campaign, base game challenge, base game chaos theory. So those are what I need to like really seriously play in order to be able to write that section. Because as much as I know what they're like, because I did them, you know, when the game came out, I think it is worth going back to them because there's been a lot of changes to the game since then, and seeing how well they play, for want of a better term. I'm not a fan of the Malta campaign. When it crashed the first time, I was like, nope, I'm done. Yeah, the Malta DLC had a huge number of bugs and problems when it first came out. Also, why just Canada? It's the J... Well then... I'm just picking the Canada one because it's the map I'm most knowledgeable about. The video is not going to look at every single challenge mode map in massive amounts of detail. And as much as I'm okay with like the additional challenge modes they added, I don't really think they do that much else that challenge mode itself wasn't doing already. Like, you could then turn around and say, oh, why not, like, analyze the special challenges that they gave you? But that's not the point of the review video. How many Ankies? No, I think I think 3 will do. I don't want too many because, you know, they are Ankylosaurus. I don't want to put too many in here. Oh, you know we know what's going on here, folks, don't we? This is their dynamic dinosaur behavior system in action, where one dinosaur will wait for the other dinosaur to get into position for the social animation loop to play. Are we close enough yet? It's just not dynamic. I shouldn't be able to go over an enclosure and be like, oh, they're going to do the social animation in a minute. That's not what I call dynamic. It's also, you can also see when the animals pop to start the animation playing. There we go. And then there'll be another pop when the animation stops. There we go. And they're just carrying on. It's so fucking... It isn't dynamic. It's just not dynamic. What baffles me is... I don't know why they can't make it look better. Like... It can't be that difficult, surely. I think the other problem with the animation system, and I'll be saying this in my review video in more detail, but whoops, I hit the mic, sorry. Like, the problem is that not that the animation loops are obvious. I don't 100% mind that. What I mind is it's the same one. It's always the same one, because they only have one animation. Like, they only have one idle. They only have one social. So you end up seeing it all of the time, and you're never surprised by what they do. They need to give the animals more behaviors, and then randomize what behaviors they do. That would go a long way to making the animals feel a bit more realistic. I'm doing okay, Luna. How are you? Death Valley and Pulkrana for the males. That's correct. We'll have 2 males, and females are just Sonora and Desert. And we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 females. Oh, when the Mosasaurus eats from the feeder, it's awful how much pop there is with the animation. Good to hear, Luna. Yeah, like the, this part 3 of the review, which I've just edited the audio for, part 3 is the first time where I've started to get really properly cross. There's a bit where I start properly kind of ranting. I'm like, it's just not acceptable. I suspect much of the rest of the video chapters, where I start talking about details in detail, I think most of the rest is going to start getting a little ranty. Triceratops definitely needs to be improved. Why are you worried about tomorrow, Luna? What's going on tomorrow? Ah, maths exam. Well, all you can do is do your best. If I was to give you any advice as a teacher, I would say if you look at if you look at a question and can't, don't have any clue how to answer it for about 10 seconds, read the question more than once, read it a few times. If you can't answer it within 10 seconds, move on to the next question. Come back to it at the end. One of the worst things I see kids doing is they get to a question they can't answer and then they just sit there hyper-focusing about it. And that just won't help. Yeah, I agree, Kairu, as well. I feel that Frontier needs to take a few lessons from the paleo artist community and sort of have a look at how paleo artists do the skins and stuff for their dinosaurs. If a dinosaur has a frill or has splate plates or any sort of display feature, they need to be patterned and colored. It's as simple as that. Okay, the Sintails are going in. Also, why does it take so long for these transport choppers to just do the basic task of moving a dinosaur? Struthiomimus. Gambia River Basin and lithobates. And we're going to go with 3 males. And the females are Gambia River Basin and Rana. Five female. So the first tea with Triclaw video has done kind of badly. I'm aware it's not the normal sort of thing people would want to listen to. We are going to do them every month. But obviously we need topics to discuss. So if there's a topic you would like us to discuss, that's something you would actually, you know, like us to talk about and debate and have a discussion on, about gaming in general, so not about Jurassic, about gaming in general, you know, leave it as a comment on that video so we have some idea of what we could discuss in the next one. And thank you, Berenton, it is most appreciated. Okay, so animals are going in. Let's start putting in some general features. So, I think we need to add in some rocks around here. Ooh, I know what I want to do somewhere here. I want to make use of my nice little archway from the lagoon mod. Nice little arch in here. I don't mind the occasional coral fish popping up there. I feel like that makes the it feel a little more realistic, actually. Yeah. I gotta say, I feel like the worst games of all time are the gamer mill games. Well, we were obviously only picking games we had actually played, because obviously it's not exactly fair to call a game the worst game of the last 25 years if we haven't actually played it ourselves. I haven't even heard of Gamer Mill, to be honest. I think we'll probably also have a few rock features up here. A couple sort of... Yeah. Yeah, basic, just getting the basic features in. I'm wondering what other decoration we could put in here. So obviously a lot of our other enclosures have got like places for animals to sleep, or at least rest under and stuff, shade under. I think using a couple of these very large placeable trees. Maybe if we had one... Maybe we'll grab that one and... Oops. Bring it down slightly, just so it's a little less. Also kind of hides the waterfall a bit, just to make it look a little less. Just to hide some of the rough edges. Yeah, the big tree is a definite miss. I mean, obviously that tree is, I think, a very clear reference to it. Big tree was definitely quite nice to have. I'm only going to put 2 of them in. So I don't want to overload the enclosure with these sort of styles or trees. I just wanted something else to put in here, just to make it stand out a little bit. And then obviously the rest of the trees and foliage we put in. What's going on over here? I haven't placed any invisible terrain, invisible fencing down. Naughty Centausaurus. And that's why we always put down invisible fencing when we're doing anything like this. There we go. They won't, They won't get out now. Now, I think that's where... let me again have a look down here. What's going on? Yeah, so we use the outer edge to place... Yeah, that's correct. So, we grab... Was that how we were doing the fencing? No. Fencing just attach. Okay. I need to undo that and try that again. Nope, that's... Why? Why? What's stopping you? What? Why? There's nothing there. Something is stopping this being deleted. There's nothing there. I sense we have a problem here with this side. Just connect it up like that. Gonna have to move this rock. Level some of this terrain properly. I said level the terrain. Why aren't you leveling terrain? What's wrong? What is problem? Is this problem? Is it because of the water? Is that what you're kicking up a fuss about? You are. I really hate the way the game handles water in this. It kicks up such a fuss. And it's really annoying, actually. I don't see why you can't put water right up to stuff. Just let us put water where we like, Frontier, please. Bloody hell. Right. Okay, I need to delete this line of invisible fence. This is actually a problem with the invisible fence, the Path and Pylons mod that Kyodenic has made, is that if you try to put like anything on top of where the invisible fence is, you'll get that really weird behavior where the object just like goes massively under terrain and stuff. It is a very weird bug. Okay, that's fine from that angle. That looks fine from that angle. It will do. Just wanted to get the viewing tower in. That's all I wanted to do. Bloody hell. Sure, you can tell me something about Spinosaurus, although I'll probably already know it. It's one of the side effects of being relatively good with my paleo knowledge. Are the Struthios even in here? I can't see them. Oh, yeah, there they are. Excellent. Right, let's decide where we're going to have some viewing windows. I think There should be some directly opposite here. So let's get rid of that one. And I reckon we're going to need 1, 2. We're going to need 4, I think. Let's get rid of this one too. So there's let's start building at this end. So there's 1. 2. 3 and 4. And then let's grab our tool, log wall uneven. Okay, so there's our first viewing. It's kind of annoying how uneven that is. It's fine. It's fine. Some unevenness is fine. And then maybe we'll do like... put another one up here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab the log walls. Yeah, so we got like two viewing windows directly in, which I think is alright. And then obviously here we're going to have people being able to look inside. I am pondering whether we need to make this all tool wood. Then it won't really match here. Have a think about that. You just had the laugh of your life, Joshua. Why? What happened? I didn't know there was 2 different species, actually. Ah, I see. It's a dubious. Well, so many dinosaurs are dubious these days. Yeah, I think this enclosure is gonna look pretty good once it's done. So, we need to kind of... we got like sort of 15 minutes left. We need to kind of plan the rest of this out, because... so, this Spino area, I kind of want to be... like a sort of special area. I'm thinking this is like an entrance into it, and then we've got this area here, and then there'll be... I think if we cut it off here... So this is all sort of related to Spino. And it'll be just a special area for Spinosaurus. I think this back here... This will just be environmental feature. We might make like have another like ridge line or something here. There were these lumps here and here. So what I'm doing over here is this. We're gonna have a viewing tower here, and we're gonna have a viewing tower here. And this one will be attached to an amenity building. So this will be, or an attraction building. So this will be like an attraction to view the desert. And it'll be connected to here. So if I just... So this will be sort of there. I'm going to put another environmental ridge line in here. Possibly onto the back of this enclosure here as well. And probably make it maybe about that thick. I might even make it just like a valley actually. Maybe have like a big crack in the ground that kind of runs along here. And then... It's this, like, final area here, which I'm not really sure what to do with. And when I did the park the first time, there was, like, a big lagoon here for ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs. But I'm not necessarily 100% on that idea. You could still do it. I quite like the idea of like having like a lagoon sort of entranceway. So have one there, have a path going around it, and then have something at the very back. I suppose alternatively what we could do is make this into another special enclosure to go with the Spinos, but I'm not sure what we could do. I would have to think about what sort of special animal we could do. Hello, one chuffed frog. Can't fall asleep. I know that pain. So yeah, how should we make the Spino area look cool, for want of a term? Maybe we could make use of these guys. Oh, actually, I know what we could do. Okay, where is... Oh, they're not included under there anymore. Where did he put them? No, is it these guys? No. Start with them. He put them in with... Oh, yeah, he put them in with paths. So let's do... Cascade. Jurassic Park Cascade. Let's just put, like, a Cascade in here. Let's give ourselves a little bit more path to work with. And then let's drag out... We'll have to go there. It's a bit annoying. But that's fine. That's fine. And then let's grab guest gate. Put that there. And let's change the path, the walls slightly. So I want this to feel a bit more like hardcore. I want it to have a certain feel to it. I want this to be taller. Heavy fence. See, I don't like using the concrete walls. I think the concrete walls are just a bit ugly, if I'm honest. Let's go... If we take this and go all the way to the back... That being said, if we want this to kind of feel like its own area, I think we kind of have to. Maybe we can do some decoration work on the outside to make it look a little less bland and concretey, for want of a better term. You're playing the Isle again? I haven't played the Isle in a few weeks, actually. How do I research on new dinosaurs? I meant if I want to learn more about them. Well, I would say the best places to go are sort of paleontology news websites. There's also a website that I use to get the articles I use for the 10 Things You Might Not Know About series, which I am going to continue with, but obviously the Jurassic World Evolution 2 video takes priority at the moment. Let me just see if I can... what was the name of it? Park... This. Yeah, it's a website called researchgate.net. And basically it's a place for like loads of scientific articles. So you just type into the search bar the name of the dinosaur you want to get up and you'll get loads of articles up about it. Not all of them are free. Some of them are attached to other websites. Some of them you can't access because they'll be attached to universities or websites that require you to pay. But I would say it's like 3/4 of them are free stuff that you can just read through. So that's where I go to sort of read up on animal related stuff. Like I say, it's where I get most of my information for you might not know about videos. Although it is marvelously wonderful how little scientific information some species do actually have. Barbaridactylus, for example, basically nothing. Good luck finding anything on Barbaridactylus, because it's basically no one's done any research at all. Okay, so there's our natural environment feature that's going to kind of cut off this area. And then I'm just going to put in here another sort of environmental touch. Probably just have that remain as it is. Might extend it to fill up some more space here if we really want to. But yeah, that'll be that's the environmental features that will kind of cut this part of the park off. And we'll do what we did over here. We'll decorate them and stuff. But yeah, okay. So this enclosure is started. Just I just have like probably about 5 hours of decoration to work on. It takes so long to make enclosures when you're using mods. Yeah, Luna. There you go, Luna. It is, you know, it is for scientific papers. I will warn people. So it's quite dry stuff. But if you want to read scientific paperwork on various dinosaur species, that's the place I use. Some animals, like baryonyx, you'll find so much about. Other animals you might not find very much about at all because it's all based on what's available. And like I say, not everything will be available for you to view completely. It's a, you know, but it works for me. It gives me enough. So but yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in today and watching me get started on the sauropod enclosure, and probably the next time you see this it will probably look a bit different. Hopefully look a bit different anyway. And like I say, next week's video is ready to go. but it might be the last Wednesday video from me for a while because of obviously the review video that needs to get done. There will be the usual stream on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday next week, unless I, collapse ill or whatever. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in today. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already, because it really does help with the algorithm. And wherever you are, enjoy the rest of your Sundays, stay safe, and good night.